Biz, thank you so much for doing this. What are you mucking?
I'm mucking some breakfast, boys. I've been running on fumes here the last week here. We've been having crazy broadcasts, long days, but got to fuel up before tonight's game, man. What a game 6. Who would have thought, eh?
You're telling us, man. You're telling us, and I'll be frank with you. I love your consistency, whether it's McAfee's show, it's Leafs Morning Take with Nick Alberga and Jay Rosehill, the TNT panel. You always bring it. But unfortunately, I can't say that about the big boys. Like, what was that, firstly, in Game 5?
Yeah, they laid an egg. Yeah, they took a dump. I don't know. I wasn't crazy about the effort. But, hey, they got another opportunity tonight to prove us wrong and show us that it's different. Yeah, they kind of put themselves in this situation. I didn't think they were too bad in Game 4, though. I thought they were solid. I thought it was probably their second best overall effort in the series so far. Obviously, Game 1 being their best. So, I don't know. If tonight doesn't go well, you have to just assume it's this like mental block in these elimination games where, you try to you would imagine at their level and their profession they could ignore the outside noise, but maybe that's not the case. Maybe they do look at their phones, I guess.
Is your level of belief in this team? I mean, I've thought they were different all year long. I still kind of do, but just to see that same problem that's been there for year after year after year, it brings back way too many familiar feelings. How much of your belief changed after Game 5?
Not so much belief in them, but just more of like, hey, like I think they're a superior team to Ottawa, but Ottawa still has a good team. So you basically just burnt. Well, at least I feel like the big guys burnt an opportunity to take care of business in Game 5, where, well, now all of a sudden, if you go into Ottawa and a goalie steals another one, or maybe you have awful puck luck, like now you find yourself in a Game 7 situation. So it's more about the overall and like conserving energy for a longer run, or obviously in this case, if you advance playing Florida, like I'm sure they could have used those few extra days off to heal their bodies, mentally prepare, focus on what is coming next, because we all know what's coming next once they advance is Goliath, right? So that to me is more about the like, I thought it was different. Like if they would have lost games 4 and 5, and in Game 5 they put together another great effort where they outshot them, 40-25, and we got out goalie and it was a great effort, then like what can you say? But yeah, it was not good. It was not good. The PP's gone dry. And it goes back to all those numbers we talked about in elimination games. So listen, we can talk about all those and make them a big deal, or we could just say, hey, we got Game 6 here. Let them reshuffle the deck. They got the new coach. They got new goaltending. They got a better back end. They got more depth. And hopefully the core 4/core 5 now have learned from their lesson. And let's just move on. That's kind of what I assume is going to happen. I'm not going to give it all my energy, like losing my mind after a shitty performance in Game 5.
A lot of learning lessons, I would say, over the last decade, and all we can do, guys, is turn the page. So what do you think is the key? Like, who needs to drive this thing tonight?
I have one gripe. Like, Stolarz gives really Greg the chop in game, what was it, Game 1?
Yeah.
He was planted out front, no penalty. Marner gets bumped by Ullmark, and he goes down, and then he's crying on the bench. It's like, bro, like understand what's happening right now. Like understand what's happening. Okay. Like we're well aware that Stolarz got away with the chop in Game 1 because he was in his paint. And then Ullmark gives you a love tap and you're going to expend your energy complaining to the referee. Buddy, just dig in. Shut the fuck up and just dig in. All right. Just dig in.
I mean, it's just, you're going to complain your way to winning a series. Like it seems like he's living in a different world. And I've questioned his maturity level and he seems like a boy to me. He seems like a boy. And until he proves he's a man, that's what he looks like.
But he's got that opportunity to prove us wrong once again. And that's what I love about it. Right. It's like, prove me wrong. I believe in you guys. Prove me wrong. I do. Let's go. Show everybody else. Let's go.
So how do you assess William Nylander, and what do you expect from him in Game 6? I mean, there's a couple really bad looks from a guy who's should be unloading the tank. Not the case. What do you expect from him in Game 6 here?
Game 4, when Leafs were on the power play, and then they took a penalty, and it was 4-4. Do you remember when he had the puck in the offensive zone, knowing that they would be going shorthanded soon? You know what play I'm talking about?
I don't
know.
I
think I remember, yeah.
When he ended up taking the offensive zone penalty because he lost control of it, and then he tripped the guy?
Yeah.
And then they went on the power play and scored? Like, that's the type of shit where I'm like, bro, get your mind into it. Get your mind into it. You have offensive zone possession. Go and rag the puck knowing that their guy's coming out of the box and you're about to go shorthanded, and kill a little clock instead of whatever you did, which was turn it over and then trip the guy, and then all of a sudden now it's 5-on-3 when the guy comes out of the box. And then before that, prior in the game, he had the breakaway he missed, and then he smiles. Hey, we can love Willie for the laid back, laissez-faire approach sometimes, but in other cases, it's like, hey, buddy, enough fucking around. Let's go here, playoff time. Let's get the job done. So, and then the other night, the breaking of the stick on the bench. So there's just these little things that it's like, okay, those things happen in games 4 and 5. Let's learn from them. Let's win game 6 and then move on and understand that those things are not going to fly in the next round. And that's why it's like, that's why it just irks you. It's like those aren't yeah, maybe you can get away with them against Ottawa and then pull it out in 6, but you're not going to be able to do that and get away with it against Florida. So let's get the brains into it. Let's understand this is more than about just playing Ottawa, and let's fucking look forward here. Come on here, boys.
I want to go through a wall for you, Biz. I love that. I love that speech.
Well,
I love the mentality.
What are we doing here? Like, you're gonna bleed the team dry of the money, and then like when it's your game 4. No, it's not on the core 4. I don't think. The shorthanded goal, not ideal. Wasn't crazy about not only the pinch, but the fact that the 5 forward situation with Matthews fading away was the reason there was no support to go after Pinto there. Like, to me, I'm okay with Marner pinching on that play because you don't have full possession. You should have weak side support from that quote unquote defenseman or player on that side of the ice. So, but game 5, if you had to blame people, you would say the 4 guys making all the money. And I'll even take JT off the list because I think that JT probably outside of I would probably say that JT's been the most overall consistent forward. Maybe people would argue Nyes, whatever, no worries. Let's take those 2 out of the equation. Last game was on Matthews, Marner, and Nylander. Like, flat out. I know Berube is trying to deflect by saying like, oh, everybody needs to be better. Absolutely. That's always the case, right? But last game, if we're looking at it specifically, those 3 guys who make the most money needed to show up the most. So, hey, you want to make your money, you're going to be the ones that are scrutinized when you're not getting it done when the rest of the team is.
Buddy, they look like me on King Street West on a Friday night, autopilot, cruise control. You just can't have that. What have you made of the way Craig Berube has handled the media and everything in this series?
Yeah, he's just trying to stay calm, and so he should. At the end of the day, man, it's about the players, right? Like, it's about the guys on the ice. Paul Maurice is a hell of a motivator and he's a great coach, but like, you got Sasha Barkov, you got Matthew Tkachuk, you got whoever you got on that team who's pulling the rope to win championships. Like, those guys don't need a pep talk. They're the ones doing the pep talking.
Mm-hmm. What we've talked, we know what needs to happen. That one of the 3 guys needs to bury a goddamn chance here and get them over the hump. But you've got a game to play here. Do you think there's going to be any lineup changes? I know it's small potatoes. It'll probably be in the bottom 6, but would you change anything going into game 6 here?
I'd be okay seeing Robertson. I hated his high sticking penalty in the ozone. I forget what game that was when he ended up getting taken out of the lineup. It might have been game 2 or 3. I think it was maybe 3, but I'd like to see more from him. He's a bit of a spark plug in a sense of speed. I thought Patches has been okay. But yeah, that to me is like part of the issue I have with like the way they drafted over the course of that. We don't need to go into the last era, but not really addressing, like, you go to look for these other Stanley Cup winning teams, like they got these big body bottom 6 guys that are useful, and they drafted these guys with a purpose for them to play in those situations where we were just trying to get every little skill guy you could imagine. Like these are where you need your bottom 6 guys to step up. I love McMahon. I thought that McMahon offensively has been a little quiet this series, surprisingly. He was the one guy that I was upset that they didn't have last year in playoffs. So I think to a man, the whole group just has to get this fucking thing done tonight.
16-game goalless shot for Bob McMahon. Some news and notes from the morning skate, by the way. Looks like Max Pacioretty is going to play with Tavares and Nylander on line 2, and it doesn't look like Nick Robinson's going to get back into the lineup.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bang it around a bit on the road. But Biz, before we let you go, you got a prediction here? What's the level of confidence the Maple Leafs close us out tonight?
I got 5-2 Leafs.
Ooh. What gives you the confidence? What gives you the confidence they're doing this?
Because I put a parlay on it. I got Marner, Matthews, and Nylander to all score. Marner, by the way, has never scored a goal in these 14 elimination games that we've talked about, the 1-13 drought. So he better get off the schneid. And then I have also Nyes and Tavares to get a point. So the core 5 will activate. I got the big dogs getting a goal, which is Marner, Matthews, and Nylander, like I just said, and then a Leafs W, and that's plus 3,300.
Love the positivity, man. This is great. Hopefully they move on. We could do this again. Thank you for taking your time today, and maybe rip a floss after this.
I'm going to have to keep mucking, boys, and I'm going to go for a nice calm walk, do my breathing exercises to get prepared for whatever we're about to see tonight.
Love you, Biz. Take care, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Love you, boys.
Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long-form interviews, we got clips, we got epic rants by Jay Rosehill. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.